A3 ఇవ్వలేదేమో. Arvind?
Hello all, is my voice audible?
Yeah.
Can someone confirm? Yeah, sorry about
Yeah,
it.
we are able to hear you.
Yeah, I changed to a different setup. Sorry about that. So let's start the session for today without further delays. Uh, yes, Chiru, yes, Suma, Badrinath. Yeah, I had some mic issue. I just WhatsApped actually. Let me share my screen and let's get going. And I think hopefully the yesterday's issue like screen sharing should have been fixed actually. In case if you face some issue, kindly let me know. Okay, and audio as well. Sometimes audio was going into mute. I just tried to figure it out with the Isha team and fixed it. Okay, so let's get continuing. And yesterday, just a small recap. Like yesterday, we saw about what is Android and what is iOS actually. So what is Xcode and what is side loading and how to install the stuff's installation completely. We didn't see it up. Okay. Because yesterday, like few people were asking, is this the installation? No, this is not the installation. We didn't do anything step by step. It's just a heads up to you, like say how it is being done and what are some industrial notations that it will be used. Okay, so it's just a beginning of the session. I think this is the day 3, I think. Okay, first day is an intro and yesterday was an official start off, and today is the second day. So just don't want to burden you more, so that's the reason like we are going step by step and what is what kind of things. And then today we'll be seeing like say few concepts actually, so related to some basics, okay, which we'll be dealing in the session. So the first thing that we'll be seeing it is like say emulator was simulator. Okay, what it is about. I think yesterday also there was a question on this, what is this and what is about. And then we will be checking about, let me check it. Yeah, so almost we have covered it. Yeah, this one we need to know about it. Oh, sorry. How does Appium work? Okay, for Android and iOS. So this is nothing but a theoretical way, but we'll be doing it while installation and while setup. I'll be telling it to you. Okay, Android and iOS, uh, and then how does Appium work? Okay, and what is Node.js and npm? Okay, and fifth, we'll start off with the Java programming. Okay, so basically we'll have the tools and installation, so both being done. Okay, so we'll be verifying these stuffs today. So just to start it off, an emulator and simulator. So as you know, like say, it's not possible for every industry to have a real device being deployed to everyone in the organization. So to overcome this, only sometimes some people will, some organizations or some projects will have some emulators and simulators to reproduce the issue or to test the application. They have this kind of a structure. So this emulator and simulator is nothing but like say, if you say emulator, so it is applicable only to your Android. So Android version of a device like thing, only we call it as an emulator. Okay, so or like say, let me put this like this. Like how many of you has experience playing PS5? That means PlayStation. Anyone experienced playing PlayStation, or do you have a PlayStation? Something like that. Anyone in the group? So there is a reason for this question. I'll tell you. Anyone? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, yeah, so no. Fine, no problem. Because why I asked this question is like, say, so whoever has an opportunity to play PlayStation, it's fine. But whoever didn't have an opportunity, they can make their laptop or your desktop as a PlayStation console. Okay, so that means a replica of a PlayStation, and then they can convert it and then they can play it. So those type of setup is something like you don't have a physical item, but you still tend to exhibit the behavior that is available inside a PlayStation. So this type of items only we call it as an emulator or a simulator in mobile testing. Okay, so let's take it up. Emulator and simulator, what is it?
So you mean to say emulator and simulator are
Mhm.
both same in
Not
terms
same.
of
Uh, no, both are different. Even in terms of operation or anything, both are different. I think now my screen is visible. Again, I think it went off for a second. Yeah. Okay, so the thing what I'm trying to convey it is like emulator and simulator will be something like it is a characteristic of a device to replicate the behavior without even holding the device. Okay, so anybody heard about virtual desktops? Anybody heard about virtual desktops? Yes. So virtual desktops is something like say you have an image of the desktop, but it's not a desktop that you're holding, but a desktop that is being available on a cloud machine or something like that. So that's what we are trying to do it in an emulator and simulator. Okay, there is one question. Let me see it. I think this is a question from Kartika. General doubt, does the element locator differs for iOS and Android? Yes, exactly. It differs. Yes, to answer it, I'll tell it as a yes. So why it is a yes? Since both platforms are different and development also is different. So the locators are different. Yes. Okay. So you might, so we need different frameworks, not required, not necessarily required. So not necessarily required. We can have same, we can have different, it depends upon the team and the organization as well. So if you want a separate framework for Android and iOS, yes, you can still have it. Yeah. Okay, so now coming back to it. So if you heard about virtual desktops, so that means like say a real desktop is something like say I have a HP machine or a Mac machine and then I try to use it and that's it. Okay, so that's a real item. But how about like say you have something like an image or a replica of the desktop and you can deploy it anywhere. So that's what it is happening in an emulator or a simulator. So you don't have a real device, but instead of having as a real device, you have it something like a image of it. Okay, and you can deploy it in any device that you require. So that means like say if an emulator is available, so and let me make it pretty straightforward. Okay, so emulator is only for Android. Okay, and simulator it's only for iOS. Okay, and how can this be available? So emulator, you need to have an Android Studio to have it up, and simulator, you need to have an Xcode to use it up. And Android Studio, it works on both Windows and your Mac. Okay, and simulator, it works only for your Mac. Okay, and definition of your emulator is like emulator mimics both the hardware and software of the real device. Okay, so that means if you are having an emulator, it will exhibit the behavior of hardware as well as the software inside in which it is being built. Okay, and also like say the platform it works, as I told you, it's only for your Android, and performance wise your emulator is slow when compared to the real device, but it replicates the entire device environment. So that means emulator is something like say you're holding the real device or you're experiencing the real device. Okay, so that behavior it will be exhibiting to you. And what are all the use case there where we can use an emulator? So it is used for specifically testing the behavior, okay, both related to hardware and related to software. Because, okay, so let me put the question to you again. Okay, so in manual testing perspective, if an application is given to you, what are the hardware related test cases that you can write? So give me like two test cases. Maybe let's have it like say two test cases. So the question is like say if you want to test the application with hardware, what test cases you can give? Maybe you can try to ping it in the chat or unmute yourself. Both are welcomed. Yeah.
Like performance, how many seconds it will take.
Performance. Okay. So any other thing maybe performance we can take it. Yeah, that's a good one actually. But any other item? So I'm expecting something related to device. So let's see if anyone catches.
Like, is there any particular version?
Okay. So again, version is related to software. We can change. It can be upgraded, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Anything size and weight, it doesn't really matter. Buttons as well. Okay, to a certain extent, maybe in the current use case, I can say it actually because you have some shortcut buttons, right? But
Suppose
anything
maybe
more
like
generic?
if we open any browser from inside our application, how it will
Hmm.
behave with I mean that emulator's
Hmm.
browser
Emulators browser.
or camera
Yeah,
something.
yeah, exactly. That's the point I was referring to. So camera, that's a good one. Yes. In case if you want to scan something, QR code or take a
Hmm.
selfie or something like that, yes, that's the one.
Like in the Amazon, like image
Hmm.
search, we'll upload anything.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. That's one classic example, camera. Any other item? Swipe, unfortunately, I cannot take it actually because swipe that comes under gestures. So it's I wouldn't say it is hardware dependent, but sometimes application as well. Yeah.
So then, like same as voice search.
Camera, yeah, voice, yeah, that also we can do voice search. So camera, voice search. Any other thing? Exactly, that's good. GPS, yes. We are it. Yeah, location, yes. Any more? Yeah, Bluetooth, yes. So these are the two things I was expecting. Okay, so Bluetooth and GPS and camera also is a good example. Yeah, so exactly do these two items, GPS and Bluetooth. If you are owning only a real device, you can experience in which latitude, which longitude you'll be available. And Bluetooth again is the same concept. If you have a real device only, you can transfer it. Okay, so that's the reason your emulator is close enough to a real device. Okay, uh, calling, unfortunately, calling we cannot test it out. Okay, so that's something like we cannot do it currently. Maybe in the future, once AI is there, I think that should be a possibility. But right now, calling, I wouldn't test it. Yeah, sorry about that, Jane. Yeah. Okay, so GPS and Bluetooth are one classic examples. Like an emulator will be able to do it. Okay, but if you're using a simulator, definitely you cannot do it. Okay, so that's one of the use cases. How does an emulator works? So it's used for testing a specific device behavior, whether it's an hardware performance, network condition, and system level interactions. So anything related to the system. So system, what I refer to is like say your Android or your iOS. Okay, system level interaction. These things can be used. So and it's a realistic testing and more accurate. Okay, but even though you do it with an emulator, so technically we cannot approve it as a testing as a done. At least once you need to use your real device to test it. Okay, so any doubts in the emulator part so far? What is an emulator?
So with emulator, we cannot do the GPS and Bluetooth. Bluetooth, we cannot
we can
do.
we can do we can do we can do only in a simulator it will not be possible,
Okay.
because your emulator is close to real device, so you can experience these Bluetooth, Wi-Fi and other things. Okay, so now let's quickly see how it is being practically used. So let me open my Android Studio. Okay, so let me tell those options. So installation, I'll come to that part, but let me give you a quick example. How does an emulator is working? So you go over here and okay, I connected my real device. So that's why it's looking like this. So if I press back button, yeah, it should go. So for emulator, go to the device manager. So you can see over here Pixel 8a API level 35. So that's what
Sorry,
it
Screen
is.
not
Arvind,
visible.
we are not seeing the
Mobile
screen.
screen
Not
not
seeing.
visible.
Ah, okay, okay. Sorry about it. Why this interaction is not happening, I'm not sure. But let me try to figure it. I'm trying to share the entire building. Okay. Okay, how about now? Can you see my screen? Can you see my
Teams.
Android Studio?
Yes.
Anyone? Ah, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
it's okay now.
Now it's visible, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sorry about
it's
that,
okay.
guys. Again, I'm not sure why
Thank
it's
you.
like this, but I'll try to figure it out again with the Isha team. Okay. And you can see it over here, Pixel
It's because
8a
of the
API.
single screen
Mhm.
you are selecting
No, I
while
usually go
while
like,
sharing while
yeah,
sharing the
so,
screen should be entire screen.
yeah. So if you see it over here, right, it's currently stop sharing only is there, and there is something called a screens option available. So I give the entire screen.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but still I'm not sure why when I switch the tabs, right, I'm not sure why it's not switching it. But yeah, now you're able to see it, right? In case if it misses, let me know. Yeah. Okay, now it's visible, right? My Android Studio.
Yes. Yes,
Yes,
Arvind.
Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah. So you can see this Pixel 8 is this is one of the emulators, but how to create an emulator actually. So in case by any chance you have installed it, so you can click a plus symbol, create a virtual device. Okay, and there is a phone option available and you can select the phones. So these phones are pre-built or inbuilt inside the Android Studio. Whenever you install it, these things are already available. So some of the categories that you can test it out in Appium, it supports anything: phone, watch OS, tablet, desktop, TV, anything your Appium will be supporting it. Okay, so either you can select a predefined
I think
device
that pop-up,
available.
we are not able to see that.
Yeah.
The screen is not sharing, I think, for that pop-up. Once we select the new,
So, okay, let me do like this. Okay, so how about now? Can you see the pop-up?
yes.
Yeah. Okay, so once I navigate back, I'll reshare it. Okay, so no problem. I think some issues there. the teams. Okay,
So
so this is
here
the
we are
mhm.
selecting the hardware.
Yes, exactly. The device itself you are trying to select. So what we have told inside that statement, right? Your emulator is kind of a hardware, right? You can choose the hardware and the software. So this is the place where you choose your hardware, what type of device you're going to select. So if you're trying to download your Android Studio, so you'll be getting these items inbuilt. So you don't need to do anything. When you download your Android Studio, you just need to open and these things are visible. Okay. And from here you can select anything. For example, let me choose a Pixel 9 actually. Okay, so let me click over here and you can see it over here, import hardware profile, new hardware profile, everything will be there. So new hardware profile, if you go, you can see what is the screen size and whether it's a phone or tablet, the device name, the RAM, you can maintain it. Okay, so I think one person rightly indicated there is some performance things available. Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, got it, got it. This. Just a minute. This is a big problem. I need to check this one why it's not visible. Windows screen. Okay, so you're able to see my entire screen now. The pop-up as
Yes,
well. Configure hardware profile. The pop-up.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Over here you can see the device name, the device type, whether it's a phone or a tablet, and the screen and the resolution, and the RAM as well. So RAM in the sense, if you have a good RAM, like say for example, 8 GB means I let me go to 8000 MB. Okay, or here also you can select it as a GB, so that's also fine. Okay, 7 is fine. Okay, and if you want to have the hardware buttons and hardware keyboard, you can select this option. So your Android Studio provides multiple ways to help you out with the emulator to make it as close to as a real device. Okay, and a few people have pointed to cameras, that's also available, sensors, and the skin. So anybody know what is the skin is about? Any idea?
Is it the layout, phone layout, how it looks?
No. Any other? Maybe I just expanded the option. So by any chance, like any guesses or something?
It's a theme or something.
Exactly, it's like a theme. So for example, like if you have tried experiencing using your Android Oppo device, OnePlus, Pixel, Vivo, Xiaomi, all these things, right? So you have something like say default Android system available, and on top of that you have some custom themes available. Like if you go to Xiaomi, right? So they have their own skin in the sense kind of a software available. Okay, so those things are only referred to as a skin. Okay, so most probably these skins, I don't think so it will be available anywhere for a free download, but still we can try it. Sorry about that. Okay, so that's why over here you can see automotive ultra wide cutout, Galaxy Nexus. So Nexus, if you have seen, it's a very long time back used
Oh,
theme actually.
we are not seeing that, I guess. Once we expand, that screen is not
Ah, that is
visible.
not. Oh my God.
Only we can see the default
Okay,
skin
okay,
as no skin.
okay, okay. Got it, got it. Okay, let me try resharing it. I don't know why this
Yeah,
happens. Yeah. Okay. So can you see the drop down values now?
No, Arvind.
No.
Still not. Okay, okay, okay. Just a minute. Why does it behave like this? Okay, can you see it now? The skin?
And now there is no blank screen we see. Just
Blank screen.
meeting room.
Okay, okay. Just a second. Okay, how about now? Configure
Uh,
hardware profile.
yeah, configure hardware profile screen.
Yeah,
We could
now
see
now
that.
you can see the drop down values below
Uh,
the no skin.
Drop down, no.
mm,
Drop down, no. Drop down, no.
No,
Drop down now. Oh, okay. Maybe my bad.
it's not showing any values except no skin.
Okay, okay, no problem. Let me ping a screenshot really quick.
Sir, are you using Mac?
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's the issue. Because
Sorry. uh, yeah. I'm using a Mac. Yeah, that's the problem actually.
yeah,
I
In
think
for
we can see the
Windows,
drop down
Windows.
values. GPS
yeah, Windows
gyroscope,
is
right?
much more compatible with. I mean, when
Yeah,
you
with
use
the
Teams,
Windows.
they are much faster than when using Mac. Though it should be the reverse.
Yeah, exactly. I think this issue popped up quite recently. Even the previous session, people were also telling actually like if I switch between the windows, it's not getting switched. But previously we didn't have the issue. I'm not sure why, but yeah, let me share a quick screenshot for you. Okay, that is that. Now you can see my entire screen, right? Which includes. Okay, or let me do one thing. Okay, let me do one quick thing. Okay. Okay, now can you see my other screen actually? Just I attached a different screen now.
Yes, Arvind. We could
So
see
let
that the screensaver with mountains.
mountains. Yeah, thank you. So now let me move my all screens over here. Okay, cancel.
Or else can we move to meet until this team issue is resolved? Just a suggestion. Uh,
Okay. I'll
can
check
you
it actually. Yeah,
can you speak
usually
with your
they
team
have.
members and get back with the Google Meet?
Yeah, sure. Google Meet, I don't think so. They have it. They have something called a go-to meeting. That was also good one, I would say.
Zoom's
Yeah, anything is
fine.
fine until this issue is fixed.
Yeah, sure, definitely. I'll check with the Isha team. But now
We are
you can
missing
see
the
my
flow.
a
We are
few
missing the
options.
flow. That's why.
Yeah, got it. Now you can see my entire screen, right? Maybe it's a little elongated or a little bigger, I would say. But
No, Arvind. No, like only mountain screen is the one
only
we
mountain
see that.
screen.
Yeah, yeah.
I think then it's the same everywhere for me, I think. Okay, how about now? You can see my Android Studio.
Yes, Android Studio is visible.
Okay, so let me do it again. So I click here, create virtual device. The pop-up, you can see it, the select hardware
No,
pop-up.
no,
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 right?
no,
No,
it's
Okay.
not showing.
it's not showing.
Okay. Okay, then I think even if I connect a monitor. Okay, how about now?
Yeah, meeting room.
Okay, so how about my Android Studio and select hardware
Yes,
pop up?
perfect. Perfect. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So click next as usual. We'll go to Pixel 9, click next, and okay, let me go previous. We were discussing on the hardware profile. Now you can see my hardware profile.
No luck, Arvind. Yeah, that new hardware profile screen, we are not able to see
Select
that.
hardware
Not
screen is visible.
visible, huh?
Yes.
No, we did not see that new hardware profile. When you click on the new hardware profile, that pop up, we did not see that.
Okay, okay, just give me a second.
Yeah, till that screen is fine. Even when you click next,
Mhm.
we could able to see that. But when you click on that new hardware profile, that pop-up screen did not visible.
Okay, but is it for everyone? Maybe someone said someone was able to see it.
No, no, sir, it's for everyone. Even I cannot say.
You cannot see it. Okay. Okay, how about now? Configure hardware profile.
Yes.
Yeah, now we can say.
Okay, so this is the one, and I was telling about this skin default skin. So when you click on this drop down, you might see like different options available for you, and it will give you those options. Okay, but usually we don't select anything specific because the Android, whichever the skin you're putting on it, that means skin in the sense the theme, whether it's a One UI or a Samsung UI or Oppo, Vivo, anything, whatever you do it, so it should be available here. Okay, so the Android system is same, only the UI is different. Okay, so then you can do a finish if everything is fine. Like say we change the RAM, so let's change the RAM to 7 because it's all about the RAM for an emulator. If you don't have it rightly configured, your device will be very really slow. Okay, and memory and input is fine. Screen size resolution is also fine, and you can click on finish, click on next. Okay.
Just a generic doubt, like if we put more RAM, will it work? Like many times emulator will get stuck, right?
Yeah, that's why we gave a little bigger RAM because usually they give 2 GB of RAM, so it'll be quite slow actually and sluggish. So, and I would really say like emulator from the experience, it's really slow. So it's not
uh,
always fast, I would
yes.
say. Yeah, to be really frank, it's really slow actually. Okay, but still, like say, when I was working in Binance, right? So they didn't give me Android device to test. So we used only an emulator to test it, and yeah, still, like say, a few scenarios we can test it. Yeah, but it will be really slow. Yeah, to be
Yeah.
frank, very slow and sluggish. Yes. Okay, so that's how you can configure a new profile. Okay, but if you want to use an existing one, like say Pixel 9, you can use the ready-made devices available if you don't want to configure it. For instance, I'll go for the real thing, like say I'll go for the Pixel 9 and click next. And here you get the system image. So that means system image is something like say what Android that it needs to be running. The Pixel 9 needs to run. So you can see up to 36 it's available. That means Android 16 version. So you can use it, but let's go with the whichever is existing in the market, which is Android 15. Okay. And if you see this option like a down arrow with a kind of a straight line, right? That means you need to download it. So one thing that I would tell is like say before installation, don't try to do all the installation. Okay, it will be really bad. You're not really bad for you, but for your machine actually, because each one will contribute along like 200 to 800 MB. So your how many things you downloaded, it becomes like say that big actually. Your hardware size will grow and it will be occupied a lot, so you'll not be able to use anything more or download anything more. So use one at a time, that will be my suggestion. So whichever the software or the API level you're using, just download that and leave the rest. Okay, and for now I'm using 35, which is nothing but your Android 15 as highlighted here, and you can click next. And what is the graphic level, everything you want, portrait or landscape mode, you can use it out, and then click on finish. And then here, now can you see my Android Studio?
Yes. Yes, Arvind, we see that.
Ah, okay.
Third
So
device, the whatever we have selected, that has been added.
added,
Yes.
yes. Okay, the
And one
pixel.
question,
Mhm.
is it we can again once we change that like landscape again, can we change it back?
Yeah, yeah, change it back.
Okay.
Yes, it's
Okay.
totally possible. Yes. If you want to start it as a landscape mode, then you can go over here, you can edit it. Okay, you can see a three dots available over here
Hmm.
beside the play button. So you can go
Okay.
and edit it. That one you can do it as a when it boots itself, I'm telling. But if you want to launch it and then change it, there are other options available. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. And also don't have these many devices as you see in my mission. Even my mission tends to get slow at times. Okay. Even if it's a Mac, they say it's like very powerful and it doesn't go. But for these kind of things like Android Studio, when you open both multiple tasks together, like say Android Studio, IntelliJ, or Eclipse together, I think like even my Mac M1 suffers a lot, even though there is an M4 version, but it suffers a lot. Okay, so if you want to use one emulator, try to delete the other. Okay, don't load your mission so much so that you will tend to feel like your mission is very slow. So don't do like that. Actually, you will not be able to do any other things as well. Okay, and you can see my real device is also connected. It's an Android 15, and you can see the API level 35 ext16. Okay, and here my Pixel 9 is 35 version only. Okay, that should be fine. And if you click on this play button, you can see it will be launching it. Yes. So why I'm telling this reason is like to tell you like say the GPS location, everything you can get it from this emulator. So that's the only reason. Okay, so this is close to real device. Okay, but the performance will be really bad. Maybe at the starting instance, 1 or 2 days it will be good actually, but as and when you navigate it, it will be really really bad. Okay, that means when you load the device with too many stuffs, right, it tends to get really bad. But still, like if you don't have an option, we need to go with this. Yeah, it's getting loaded. Okay, let's give it a few seconds more. Yes, so our sessions are purely practical. So sometimes it will be okay, and sometimes it will be a little fast actually. It all depends upon our devices and the execution. Okay, we need to be a little bit patient. Okay, so that's why I most probably use real devices so that it'll be more quicker than the emulator or simulators.
So this is your physical device we connected, right, Arvind?
No, the emulator that we
Emulator.
started.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
This
so
is
you can see it gives you a pop-up, right? Emulator 5554. And this is my real device, Pixel 6a. Okay, so this is how it works. And if you want to see the Bluetooth and stuff, right? You can see it. Bluetooth is on. I can switch on, switch off all these options from here itself. How you do it inside a normal Android device, right? You can do it over here as well. So that's the reason I told, like, say, emulator is real close to your real device. So you can go to airplane mode. You can GPS where it is. Okay, it's not here. There should be a GPS. Okay, you can edit it similar to a real device. Okay, the GPS is already on over here. You can see it here. So let me drag and drop it. Okay, that's it. So how you do in a real device, the same way you can do it out. Okay, the physical button, you can use this one. Okay, so this is how basically it uses. And you can see the location button here. You can switch on off all these locations from here. So this is how an emulator really is useful for your testing, whether it's for your automation or whether it's for your
Manual.
manual testing. So both it will be useful for you. Okay.
So just one question. We have to download that Android Studio, right?
Yes, exactly. For this, your Android Studio is a must. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that is
Okay.
a free version, right? Android Studio.
Yeah, Android Studio is completely free. No need to pay anything. Nothing is required. It's completely free of cost.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
we can
But
inspect the element both in emulator and real device,
It's the same. Yes, it will be the same.
and the locator also same. Like we can do.
Yes, you can do whatever you did, the locator you fetched in a real device. If you try to run it in an emulator, it will be the same.
Okay.
But
Both will be the
another
same.
question, does this
Yeah,
occupy a lot of memory space? Because
exactly.
my laptop is
Yes.
quite big.
Yeah, it will definitely occupy huge space. Yeah, quite a lot of space. Yeah, if you want to see the space of this one, uh, show on disk if you give it, and you can see this is the total amount of space that it occupies. So you get 1.1 GB. Okay, and another one
we
like
are unlucky to see those pop-ups.
okay, again, okay, sorry about that. Yeah.
No,
Let me reshare it actually.
I, I don't think it will work, but it's okay. We can proceed. And
He,
does any companies restrict on using this Android Studio?
no, I don't think so. I don't
Okay.
think so. Yeah. So now can you see the pop-up, the Finder window, my Finder Explorer, kind of file explorer?
Yeah.
Yeah, Explorer,
Yeah,
we could
we
see.
can.
Yeah, so you can see the disk size. So yeah, this is the exact device, which is 1.18
Oh,
GB,
okay, okay.
and this is the SD card image, which is 536. So almost like say it occupies close to 1.6 or 1.7 GB. But as and when you build it, that means when you build it in the sense when you add apps into the emulator, this space increases. So I think like if you add 2-3 GBs of data, like say for apps, if you add it inside the emulator, it increases by 2 to 3 GB, and it's very heavy actually. And sometimes even yesterday you might have seen like say it gave me a pop-up to force close some things, right? Because my Mac is not able to handle it, and your Android Studio will consume around 2 to 8 GB of your laptop, and sometimes it might be little bit going down. Yeah, so I would say like use one system at a time to avoid the interruptions, and it will be helpful. Yeah. Okay.
Oh. And if I want to connect my physical device, how we can
Mhm.
connect?
Okay, good question. So for a physical device, I can tell you the configuration. So it's pretty simple. So let's move to the real device. Okay, since we are in the Android, right? So this is my real device. So when you start your physical device, right? So you need to swipe down, go to the settings. First thing, you need to make your physical device ready. So scroll down. There is a system available. Click on it, and I'm sorry, not system. About phone. Scroll down. There is something called a build number, right? So if you have not enabled your developers mode, okay, knowingly or unknowingly, so just tap the build number 7 times. You can see a small pop-up coming. No need. You are already a developer. Okay, and in case if you have enabled it, you will get the pop-up like this. But if you have not enabled it, after 7 times you tap on the build number. Okay, like say okay, if I do it, you will not be able to see it, so I'm not doing that. So after 7 times you tap on the build number, you will get uh, the what to say, the phone's passkey password available. So you need to input that so that you can enable the developer option. So the developer option, it will be available under system. developers option. Click it, and this is how this option. Okay, so it's gone, right? So that means I
Mm.
disabled it. So let me enable again.
I think the entire device got closed, right,
Got
Arvind?
closed. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If you disable that use developer option, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that means you're no longer your device will be able to detect as a developer mission to your Android Studio. So this is how
Oh,
it happens. So let me enable it back. Just give me a second.
So, but just I've got one other question. If you
Yeah,
use
sure.
Huawei, I'm
Huawei.
just trying
Okay.
to do, yeah, I'm just trying to do the same steps that you did
Mm-hmm.
on my Huawei mobile, but I can't find that build. I don't know if on Huawei I can still use a real device for testing, or I need a Samsung or an Apple. But
Okay. I think that's a really good question. So Huawei, let me see what is the option because I was long time searching for any one of the persons that's using Huawei. So I think
okay.
you're the one. Okay. Let me see it. Just a second. Let me see that option.
Because on Huawei you don't have that build option, and
Yeah,
the
correct.
processor is Qualcomm Snapdragon.
Okay. So you have it out. So can you see the about phone? Maybe
Yeah,
can you go
yeah,
to the about phone?
I'm on the about phone option. So the options that are available at
Mm-hmm.
on that screen, I mean on the about phone screen, you have device name,
Mm-hmm.
model number, software version, EMUI
Okay, okay,
version.
okay, okay, okay. Got it, got it. So let me
Yeah,
check it actually because sometimes even Oppo devices have this issue. So anyone here using an Oppo?
Oppo.
Yeah, Oppo device. No, no, Huawei is fine. I'll tell you the option. But anyone using Oppo devices? Okay, no, fine. Uh, okay. So because your UI is similar to Oppo, so let me check the Oppo device. I have one Oppo device. I can see that. Okay, so inside the about phone, can you see version available by any chance?
Version, yes.
Can you tap into version?
There is software version and EMUI version.
Okay, again they have two versions. Okay, it's quite tricky. So inside about phone, okay, go to the software version. Can you go inside software version?
Yeah,
And can you see version number?
yeah.
Can you try to tap it 7 times?
I'm
Does
having the
it?
option you are already a developer.
Okay, then it should be fine. Then go back to the screen. That means go back to the settings and inside the about device, not about device. So inside the system and update, you have something, an option called system and update.
System and update. Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah, go inside and you have the developer option.
Yeah,
Yeah, got
got it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this is again will be the same for Oppo, Vivo devices. Okay, most probably I'm not discriminating, but most probably all the Chinese devices are like this. Okay, this is the same format. I have
Mhm.
it. I see it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Most probably all the Chinese devices, like most probably in India, the Oppo and Vivo are quite popular. So, but this is the
Mhm.
option you need to select in order to use it up. Okay, but in case if you face difficulty, kindly let me know. I can help you
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
you need to install universal ADB drivers. Not required. Okay, so Srilata, not required. Why? Because like when you install your Android Studio itself, the ADB will be drivers will be available. Just you need to set the path of it. Okay, which we'll be covering in the upcoming sessions. Okay, so we'll be setting the path of it, and it should be working fine. Yeah. Okay, I think someone raised their hand. Who is it? Actually.
Yeah, it's me. Just
Okay, okay. We any more doubts? We
no, it's
clarified or
okay.
still?
Good,
Yeah,
thank you.
sure. Yeah, sure. Thank you. Okay, so that's clear. So this is how in a real device you can configure it. Okay, but other devices, in case if you're holding a Pixel or something like that, right? So Samsung Pixel and OnePlus, I think most are the same. The formats will be the same. But Oppo, okay, not OnePlus also. The Oppo, Vivo, OnePlus will be the option which we discuss now. But other devices like Samsung and Google will have this option. So you need to go to the about device, click on the build number, and you become a developer. Go back, go to system, developer option will be there. So this option should be enabled. Okay, and if you scroll down, so stay awake, you can switch it off actually because it will consume your battery. So okay, so it's better to switch it off in case if you see it, and scroll down a bit and you can see this USB debugging. This should be switched on. So when you switch it on, this one, and connect through a cable to your Windows machine or Mac machine, your device will show two pop-ups. Click on allow. Don't allow. If you give don't allow, the device will not be shared. So you need to give two for two pop-ups allow, and then it can be shared. And here one important thing I need to tell you, there is an option called using the mobile data. Okay, so there's an option called always mobile data active. So always switch this off in case if you see it enabled. So that means what happens is like even when you connect your Wi-Fi, your mobile data will be consumed. Okay, so just switch it off. And one thing that you another concern is like say in case if you have any banking mobiles, banking apps inside your Android, so just switch off the developer mode before you start your banking apps. Okay, because most probably when your banking apps are there, for example, if I have my HDFC, right, and if I install it, it will not allow me to log in because it will throw me a pop-up like say your developer option is enabled, you cannot log in. So that's for your own safety, I would tell. Because when you enable your developer mode option, your bridge is open, you're vulnerable to become hacked. Okay, so you can see it when I open, you can see the message potential threats. Okay, if you click on continue, it will open. Okay, but you can see there is again one more warning. It will not allow you itself. Okay, like say you need to turn off your developer option in order to make this app working. Okay, so
This restriction will be only on the Android Studio or physical device also it will happen.
physical device. This is a physical device. What I'm showing you.
Correct, physical device, but we are trying to open access the HDFC Bank through Android Studio, right? So if I try on the physical device itself, try
It will
to
show you
open,
there.
launch the mobile. Okay, there also
It'll
we have
throw
that
there
restriction.
also. It'll throw you
Oh,
that option. Yes,
okay.
because
To
if you enable that option, right, debugging
mm,
option, so you're vulnerable to some threats. So it's
that
always the banking app will be checking it.
got
Yeah,
you. So to disable again, we need to tap
yeah. Just
seven.
disable. You go to settings and system. Okay, developer option. Just switch off this option. That's it.
Ah,
Okay, so I think till this you can check it out actually. Even you can download it your Android Studio and try the options and play around with that. So that simulator we'll cover it in the Monday session. Yeah. Okay, so any doubts, anything we can discuss it. And again, I'm repeating in case if you want to enroll it and have the session active, so you can reach out to these people and most probably by Monday we'll be starting your Java. Okay, so I think the entire week would be with the Java, and then we'll start off with the APM part. So after that, it keeps on going. Yeah. So any doubts, we can discuss
So,
it. And
So one general
so
question
Arvind,
about
even on Monday we are doing this Android Studio.
sorry,
Even on Monday
Monday.
we are carrying this Android Studio for simulator.
No, no, no. We'll
Sorry,
be
it's
moving
code.
towards the. We'll be moving towards the simulator iOS part. How to create and what is it about, and then we'll move towards the ADB and Xtrace commands for Monday. So for Monday, it will be purely with the simulator and what is ADB and XC run, X simulator. Okay, and we'll also see about the working how APM to uh, device happens. Okay, and then we'll move towards the Java part.
Okay.
So this will be for the Monday. So all these things are some of the few things like we need to know before we jump into APM. So we cover both theoretical and practical part of it. And once after we jump in, like again, there will be some touch points over here, and then we'll continue that. Yeah.
sir about the USB-C cabling that we need to enable because it's a general question I don't have or same we can use that we have for charging for iPhone. Oh,
Same USB. I think like for iOS, the same charging cable you can use it actually, so it doesn't matter. But I think some Android devices nowadays, I think like if you have it from the box, right? If you purchase it, the Samsung device, and if you're using the cable from inside the box itself, so that will support both charging and data cable. Both it will support.
okay. Got
But
it.
there are few other cables available outside which supports only charging, so that way if you try it, it might not work.
Mhm. Sir, I want to enroll for this course, but
Mhm.
I need to know we have a weekend batch you can start.
We can so far we have not started actually. Even I have checked with Isha team, if there's a weekend it should be fine, but still now they haven't started. Maybe you can check with Isha team again, Isha team back again, if they're okay, like we can start. Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah.
So do we have this batch on weekend also? I mean Saturday and Sunday?
Oh no, this batch will be from Monday to Friday.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And for can we change the timings little bit for this batch if we want to go because it's
So,
like other class, so that's why.
okay. So, what would be the probable timing you would be expecting?
Just half an hour here and there. Like if you can do it
Uh,
instead of 9:30 you are doing, or you can do 10.
It's quite
mm,
late. 10 p.m.
eh, yeah, if
You need
everyone is
to
okay,
No,
we can do it actually.
no, no. It
Yeah.
affects IST, no? It affects IST time.
I'm talking about
Uh,
right?
okay. Mm, But you can discuss it. I'm open for it actually. Yeah, no issues for me. Yeah, you can keep something like a poll and like we can go with that. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah. If it's 10, I'm fine, and 9 as well, also, I'm good actually. Yeah, yeah, 9 also, I'm good. Yeah, 9 or 10, both I'm good. Yeah, but it's up to you actually. So, yeah,
No, you
Sir,
mean
I have one
9
question.
p.m.?
9 p.m. IST is also fine, and 10 p.m. IST is also fine for me. So, I don't have any criterias for now. So, it's up to
Oh,
you guys actually. Yeah. So, once you enroll it, like, I think you will be given preference. So, I can go with that anything. Yeah.
I'm audible.
Yeah, yeah,
So no,
yes, now it's
like
audible.
if we can do for
Uh,
the 10 p.m. or 8 p.m. at least 8 to 9, then it will be right, and then it should be 10
Mhm.
to 11 IST.
8 p.m. it's quite difficult for me because I am currently working in Qatar region. Okay, let me see what is the 8 p.m. is about. IST to Qatar timing.
I think Qatar, you're 2 hours or 3 hours behind.
Yeah, I think it's 2.5 hours behind India timing. But which region you're from? Sorry, time converter. Okay, so let me put the country. We're currently in Doha, and let me put IST. Okay, and now my time is 8 p.m. So if India time 8 p.m. means 5:30, 5:30 is quite tough for me because usually by 6 o'clock Doha time I start in my office. By 6:30 I reach it up. So if it's 8:30, I'm fine. Yeah. Sorry. If it is 6:30, I'm fine. Yeah. From 9 p.m. I'm free IST. So anytime I can take from that. Yeah.
So instead of doing 9, we can do 9:30.
That's the current time, right? That's the current
Okay,
time we
then,
are.
then 10. Even I got confused for the time zone.
Okay. So 10 means for me it's 7:30. I'm also fine with that. Yeah.
Yeah, if we can do 10 p.m., yeah, that will be perfect then.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah. Maybe you can discuss with Isha. I'm good with that also. Yeah. Yep.
I'm audible.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you're audible.
Hello.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I'm using that Mac machine and I have to automate that Android and iOS both. And
Mm-hmm.
still, I didn't install anything. You
That's fine.
told
Yeah.
yesterday
Yeah.
Xcode is possible for both, right? Na? By
No, no, no.
Xcode.
Xcode
Mm-hmm.
is not possible for both. Only for iOS it is possible. For Windows it's not possible. So whatever related to iOS, you can do it only inside your Mac machine.
But I'm
So
using
and
only Mac machine. Then,
yeah, a Mac machine for a Mac machine it supports everything. You don't need to worry about
okay.
anything. So for
Mm.
Windows only, it supports only Android.
Then for Android, what I have to install?
Android
Android
Studio.
Studio
Studio,
and
yes.
Xcode both, right? Na?
Xcode is for iOS. For Android, if you
Yeah.
want to use it, if you want to consume only Android, then Android Studio is fine for now. Yeah, we didn't go for the
Okay.
Xcode yet. So when we go for the Xcode, I'll tell you how to install it.
And still, we didn't go for that Android Studio
Installation.
install also.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
I feel difficulty to install all things. So, is that possible to go for a step by step and little bit slow?
Yes, yes, exactly. We'll be doing that. Yes, we'll be doing a step by step, and you can simultaneously install and share screen also. So that is also fine. But we need to reach the point, right? Like we are not yet into installation. Don't worry. Now we are just in the theoretical part, seeing what is what and the basic about it. So definitely will help you out in the installation for sure. Yes.
Because some people are doing the same things now. So I feel
Mhm,
like restless. I
mhm.
didn't do that. So
No, no,
I
no, no, no,
I
no,
opt.
no, no, no,
Hmm.
no, no. Don't worry about it. We didn't start it yet. We are just started the A part. So we are still in the A basics. So no
Okay,
installations
one
done,
thing.
nothing. Yeah.
Okay, I have to go for the Java and for Eclipse and Maven for that automate all things, right now.
Correct, correct. Yes. So that also
Then
we have not yet.
anything
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Please go ahead.
is
Please go
that
ahead. Sorry.
anything I have to for the Selenium I have to add in that POM file. So for that here also anything like Appium inspector is also or have to install.
APM inspector, you need to install it, but for Java, it's a different one. Yeah. POM file, that's a good question. We need to configure it. There is a set of dependencies available, which I'll be sharing it to you, a POM model. Okay, pom.xml, I am referring to, not page object model. So pom.xml, I'll share with you. So those dependencies, you can copy paste it. And
Which
we'll
type
also,
of
again,
dependency?
Java client, Selenium, Java, Maven compiler, Maven Surefire plugin, and if you're using TestNG, then TestNG, and if you're using Cucumber, then Cucumber. So we have different dependencies. Some 5 to 10 dependencies are
Even
there.
even simulator and emulator also have the some dependency.
No, they don't have it. They are part
Oh,
of the Android Studio and Xcode.
one thing I also wanted to know that the Playwright have also that like mobile automation option also, no?
No, they don't have
Then
it.
okay,
Playwright is completely for web automation, web and API.
okay,
Yeah, so Playwright, Cypress, and Selenium. So these are
yeah,
completely for web automation. And mobile automation, the competitors are like say Appium is the only thing that most people use it. And apart from that, Catalan Studio is there actually, but again they are one layer built on top of Appium. So they again in turn indirectly use Appium. So for now, like for mobile automation, there is not much of a competitors available. Even when competitor are available, they are paid version. So paid version includes something like Tosca, if you heard about Tosca. So that's
yeah,
also a paid version. So but they do mobile automation, but it's a paid version.
okay. Oh,
Yeah.
But sir, for Playwright, we have the option for open the emulated devices. We can open that. I think we can do the mobile browser.
yeah, I
Screen
read in
screen
documentation only.
yeah, that's like a different one. It's not a real thing actually. If you go to this, you can see my Chrome, right?
Yeah, yeah, we can see.
So you can go to the more tools, developer tools, and you can see this small computer and mobile like a device, right? This is what you can do. This resolution you can do. But this resolution exists in any browser, I would say. So it's only with respect to this dimension 414 into 896. So it converts your mobile web browser to that particular dimension.
Ah,
So we can tell this as a replica of resolution, but not a replica of the device. Okay,
so
because
Playwright
why?
is doing this
Because
thing only, the
Mhm.
dimension just changing.
Yes, only the dimension. Yes,
Okay.
you can change it to portrait, landscape, any mode. But in mobile automation, we test the APK or IPA or zip file, not the browser. That's the difference.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Today I just learned that Appium document. So there I studied that JSON wire protocol is deprecated and use just the W3C wire W3C protocol one. It means
Mm.
what, sir? I don't understand.
That is the format actually. That is the format.
Means
So
what
everything
changes?
everything is like a JSON only, but there are
Mm-hmm.
certain set of rules, right? Rules will be there, like some standards will be kept. Mobile JSON wire protocol is an age old protocol. The latest version is like say W3C protocol. So you can see it W3C protocol.
Yeah, this thing I know that the protocol for that web element and all things. I
Yeah.
just wanted to know that it means that it's also compatible for that web automation because it's included WebDriver, no? That's why.
No, no, that is different. That is different.
Okay,
That is different. So this W3C is like a way of transmission. Okay. So that means how
okay,
my commands are formulated into device. That translation is only in mobile automation. We see it as a W3C.
okay.
Okay.
And
So
their document now, they've
mhm.
written that APM for that UI automation. So there is not functional automation.
Okay. There is one more W3C that is related to accessibility testing. So that is again a different one. In web automation, if you see it, W3C is
Mhm.
related to some European standard which recognizes the accessibility testing. So accessibility testing is related to people with some deformalities like uh, deaf and dumb
Eye
and
color.
yeah,
No,
color
sir, I'm
blindness
asking
and
that. No, sir, I'm
Mm.
asking for that APM tool is only for UI automation or functional both, like Selenium
Both,
for functional,
both,
na?
both,
Okay.
both UI and functional, both you can do it up.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's where this accessibility testing comes into picture. So they have some standards, and you need to abide by that standard. And if your mobile app is abiding by the standard, then it's good for people with disabilities. And yeah, so that's what they call it as a UI accessibility. How accessible is your device to people, all kind of peoples.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
functional is related to only like testing the buttons, screen navigation, etc. Okay,
Okay, that's fine.
so
Yeah.
yeah, sure. So if no other doubts, let's call it for a day, and
Oh,
yeah, see you all on
one
Monday.
last question. One last
Ah,
question,
yeah,
Naveen.
yeah, yes,
Like
please.
usually, it's
Mm-hmm.
installation will be taking time, right? So even for
Yeah.
each person in our group, they will be using
Mm-hmm.
different devices.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be like in that same time, if somebody, if you are allocate time to me, so
Mm-hmm.
then other people will be getting bored and they will be losing the time, right? So is there any other way like we can have a different thing for
Mm.
if they are having any issues on the installation parts or any communication purpose?
Yeah, yeah, correct. So if usually like say how I dealt with one of the persons today, right? So if the issue is small, on the
Mm.
go we can solve it, but the issue tends to be little bigger. So post session, like how we are doing it as a Q&A, right? So we'll dedicate some time, 15 to 20, 15 to 30 minutes. So if it is resolved within that time, then it's fine. If not, we'll sit on the weekend and we'll be resolving it. Yeah,
Ah, okay, okay, okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
And
Because
usually do you have, yeah, yeah, please go ahead, sorry.
no, you go ahead. No problem,
Yeah,
just go. Yeah.
like and another way, like do we like previous batches? Do you
Hmm.
combine whoever is attending in this session, having a like a WhatsApp group or something, so that who if I am facing the same issue, maybe facing the other person, so that will be easy, right? What are the steps we have followed? So that way you won't be having your time.
Actually,
I don't know, maybe that is Isha's thing, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah, I got you.
yeah, that
That's why I
is
was asking.
admin work actually. I'm fine with that. Even like one of the students also they wanted like that, but I'm not sure like say whether they convey to Isha. But yeah, it's up to them. It's up
Oh,
to them.
gotcha, gotcha. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
fine with that.
That's why I was
I'm fine with
asking
that.
in the earlier batches, do you have any such kind of thing? So that way,
Yeah,
it will
we
be
didn't
like,
have it actually. Yeah, we didn't
mm-hmm.
have it in the earlier batch, but the same feedback like I received with one person. But I didn't like. I don't think so. They created anything for that because I suggested the same because they are even though I can see some WhatsApp like people available, but I cannot put them all in together inside one WhatsApp. Then they will question me. So that's why I didn't do it. So I just leave it to them.
Ah,
Okay.
gotcha, gotcha. Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
that's the reason. Yeah. But if
Mm.
you do that, I'm welcome. Yeah, I can join. Yeah, I have no issues. Yeah, from my side. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Thank
We
you.
will create self, na, sir.
Yeah, you can create self, but yeah, 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 that's fine. Yeah, I can stay there. Yeah, no issues for me. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay then. So thanks for your patience, and
Yeah.
have you all a great weekend ahead, and let's meet again on Monday. And sorry for the screen sharing. I'll try to figure it out. What's happened to the Mac? Maybe an update or something would help it. But yeah, I'll check it up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just one suggestion. Normally,
yeah.
when we are in that group, Isha, we create a different group once we have
Mm-hmm.
already done our payment.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever we have any question, including you also, I mean the trainer,
Mm-hmm.
anyone who is facing any difficulty, we just post it on the WhatsApp, and
Oh, yeah, yeah.
whoever
Anytime,
can
anything
answer, will
like,
just tell it.
yeah, you can
Yeah,
proceed to ping on the WhatsApp. Like, if I see it early, I can reply it back. But in case
yeah,
sometimes if I'm not seeing,
anyone
I'll reply a
anytime.
bit early. Yeah, anyone can do that. Yeah, no
Mm-hmm.
issues. Yeah, yeah.
And just a question, but I'm not sure whether I can ask, but because when we create a group, so you may be busy, right? So we don't want to get you with bombarding with your work. And do you have any other batches along with us?
No,
No.
actually,
Okay.
there was a problem actually previously. I'm not sure who raised it, but some people from different batches come to the new batches, and already they know a couple of things, so they try to disrupt the batches. So nowadays they are not putting that way. Previously they
Yeah,
had it like that, so nowadays they are not using it. Yeah.
yes,
So
each one has its own batch. Say we won't be
yes,
able to mingle with the previous batch. I mean, that's
yeah.
Isha principle.
Yes, yes. That's quite recently it came into picture because like a lot of people has complained it like they're fresher and not fresher, I would say they're new to the system, and few people are older to the system, and they try to interrupt the class and all those things happen. So
Mm.
for now they are not doing it. So if for this batch maybe 15 or 20 people whoever is enrolled, so they'll be in the same WhatsApp group, and only they are allowed in the WhatsApp group. Yeah.
Ah, okay, okay. And
And in
for
the
you,
session
your
as well.
side also, you will be handling this batch, right? You will
Yes,
not. Okay.
yes, I'll be handling this one from start to end. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Yeah. Okay, thank you all, and have a great rest of the day and have a great weekend, and hope to meet you all on Monday. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Thank
yeah,
you. Have a nice
thank you.
weekend too.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
Okay,
you.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah,
Bye bye.
yeah. Bye bye.